Let's talk about the nuances between mouthiness, biting, play, and over-arousal. What label we might use to describe a dog putting their mouth on a person depends on a lot of factors. It depends on the context. We want to know about the function of the behavior. We want to know about the intensity of the stress level. We want to know about the underlying emotion. First, let's talk about contexts I might describe as mouthiness. This commenter talks about their puppy gnawing gently as a form of social connection. The function is social connection. Gnawing gently while snuggling indicates lower levels of arousal. Green zone pro-social behavior probably indicates positive emotions. Assuming that this is consensual with the person being gnawed upon, no problem. Sometimes we might see mouthiness during play. This can be a tricky one because things that are not play often get mistaken for play. I have had many cases where people will say, "We were just playing and then she bit me." And they do mean bit me. Genuine play is green zone behavior. It's pro-social. It requires a lot of trust and communication. During true good play, the thinking brain is working well, and the dog has the ability to be gentle. Again, if this is not a problem for the human, then it's not a problem. Sometimes we have mouthy behavior that's not necessarily happening because the dog feels good, but it's still not biting, as in aggression. We see this all the time with puppies. Very much like sharks, they communicate with their mouths. And you can certainly have older dogs who never learned how to communicate otherwise. So you can have mouthiness that happens because the dog is overtired, because they're teething, because they're hungry. Generally speaking, we might say because they have unmet needs. This is not aggressive behavior. Now, a brief point, because this could be an entirely separate video, but I will say if you have a puppy who is engaging in this type of behavior and it feels more intense, it feels like something more, but everyone around you is just saying that's just puppy behavior, trust your gut on that. Now let's talk about over-arousal and mouthiness. Sometimes the line between over-aroused mouthiness and aggression can be hard to find because it can start as one thing and move to another. Over-arousal means that we've gotten to a point where the dog is not having fun anymore. There's frustration, overwhelm, overstimulation. And as arousal increases, we can move into a place, even if we started out as playing, or it started out as mild frustration, that can grow. It's also worth noting that sometimes these dogs were never playing to begin with. Their distress was mistaken for overexcitement, or they were feeling conflicted, or something felt good until it didn't. This can become a very nuanced space. Again, going back to arousal levels, the function of the behavior, the underlying emotion.